doll it up.
Even in that world where women are just dolls, there's still problems. She's literally not saying anything, and he's having issues with her. And it's really sad. And it's really sad how dismissive he was to her. Like, he threw her out. And it was so quick for him to change and get somebody else. And I feel it's very funny, again, back to the first point in the end where she was caught cheating on him. So, yeah, life sucks, man. Even when you have somebody that's not saying anything, things do happen.
It's a good 6 minutes.
Which I say relationships are really hard.
But it has something to say, too.
What I really loved about this film was that they kind of mocked the lens of the male gaze, where you can see these pathetic men just kind of fighting over their view of what a woman is, which is an object. And as much as we laugh, it is very fascinating that we're so engaged, and then we can kind of see, like, this is a really twisted world that we're watching. And then how many degrees is it from our real life and from how some men actually view women?
Don't talk to me like that. You know it's not going to work between us anymore. Yeah, I know we've had good times together, but now, goodbye.
I thought it was a complete horror and a complete comedy. I was always sort of wondering how to interpret it. The guy, I thought it might even have been a comment about loneliness on some level, and it was really interesting when the whole neighborhood seemed to be into this lifestyle. It was just, quite a unique little creation. Really enjoyed it.
The sad part is that you know this is happening, right? You know this exists.
I have to say that I was quite alarmed about, someone was mentioning the treatment of like all these legs sticking out of garbage, female, bodies and so on. I even though it was, it really gave me pause, that part.
I found it interesting that there was a parallel between how he was only interested in kind of like sex. Like when the first doll's appearance kind of faded, he got a new one, and then that kind of parallels like the plastic nature of the doll and like how it looks like a real woman, but it's just not. It's just off.
For me, I thought the film was beautiful in the sense that when I saw the doll first and the gentleman's interaction with the doll, I was aware of how much judgment I had about him and who he was and what kind of person he was because he's interested in the doll. I had no idea why is he choosing the doll, but some people might prefer to be with a doll. And it's for me to be open-hearted enough to say, you know what, if you choose to be with a doll, you choose to be with a doll. I'm fighting for the right to love who I love. Why can't he love whoever he loves?
I think the thing that struck me the most with that, I don't know, I really saw a parallel between Amazon and Tinder at that point where the relationship was not working and it was as easy as that to just replace it with an overnight delivery with somebody new. And I feel like it's maybe a parallel with how we treat relationships today, that something's not working. He was talking to himself, imagining what was happening with that relationship, and overnight he just decided to switch with something new instead of trying to understand what was going on. So that was the one thing that struck me.
That's awesome. So 6 minute comedy that has different issues and different interpretations.